What's up, and yo, what's up? This is your boy, Deacon Django. And we are here again on the Devil's Advocate. And I want to thank everybody for joining us in today. I want to thank you guys on this nice and brisk Friday. And, of course, we are doing it again here for your viewing pleasure. And, of course, I've got my illustrious female co-host sitting over here, Miss Aversa. How you doing, Miss Aversa?
I'm doing wonderful. Good morning, everyone.
You got a problem with that mic? That might give you a hassle. I know you're used to talking into phallic objects. Go ahead and pull it off like you know you Sonny and Cher. I got you, babe.
Whatever.
Go pull it off. Go yank it on off.
No, I'm good.
You ain't gonna yank it off?
I'm good.
Okay, you're okay. All right. Well, how you doing this morning, Miss Aversa?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful this morning.
You're doing absolutely wonderful this
Yes,
morning?
I am. I'm in a good mood. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, you're in a good mood. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Okay, and let's see what else we got over here. Oh, we got Super Dave. What's going on, Super Dave? How you doing there, black man?
I'm hanging it. That's all. I'm hanging. What's up?
Oh.
I got y'all.
You all right, bro?
Yeah, I'm fine. What's up?
He's a little oscillating. I'm okay. I'm all right. We're gonna get on your trending today, bro. We gonna get on it. That was
I'm all right.
You all right?
Yeah,
you all right?
I'm all right.
Okay, that's good. You all right? Okay, that's good. All right. So today we for those advocates joining us in here in Fairy Tale Land, we're gonna go to part 19 of our series called Availability Decreases Your Marketability. And the caveat to that is women choose how they date, but men choose how they marry. Do you believe that? It's versa. Don't jump all on it at once, you know.
I think what you just said is true for males and females.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think both choose both ways that you just mentioned.
So both do both ways?
Yes.
You're going to do
I
it
think
both
so.
ways?
That's my opinion.
That's your opinion?
Mm-hmm.
Man, Super Dave over here. Oh, because, head Dones Malone, he I think he had to go down to Dallas this weekend. I think he had a mission for Django. And they're going to put him on a mission for me right quick. So he's down in Dallas. So, shout out to Head Sanford if he get a free moment, tell him to go ahead and Skype us in. So what about you, Dave? You think that women choose how they date, men choose how they marry? And the more availability you have, the decrease of marketability you have.
I have no idea what that means.
You have no idea what that means? See,
I'm sorry.
We always got one that's difficult in the class.
Yeah, I was usually that one. I'll admit.
Yeah, you're that one always asking the teacher. Turn
yeah.
your books to page. Why I gotta turn my book? What's wrong? What's in the book? Okay, is it a black book? Is it talking about African? Okay.
So I'm sorry. I just
let me expound on that for the advocates who are a little confused there about what we're doing on part 19. The more available you put yourself on the market, sometimes the least accessible or favorable you are on the market sometimes. You understand that?
See, I'm from a different planet. I'm sorry.
You're from a different planet.
I don't believe in putting myself on the market.
Put yourself on the market.
I'm just there, and if it happens, it happens.
Oh, it happens. So
I'm a little different from most people. So asking me those types of questions.
Yeah, I've been noticing that you're kind of different. Yeah,
I'll admit it.
You're a little strange, Dave. I'm just you're a little strange. Bro.
Hey, I'll admit I got 13 personalities.
Okay,
I've admitted that.
Okay.
So what do they say in court when you concede a point? What is it? You got the court background.
Yeah, we'll stipulate.
Yeah, I stipulate that.
Okay,
yeah, I stipulate I got 13 personalities.
Okay.
But you should also stipulate that he told you he got 13 personalities.
Right. And which one are we getting today?
And you probably don't need to be messing with him. I'm just saying.
Okay, so I think Zaversa knows because I always talk to her about the topics before we come here.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what that says is that, you're right. When people get into single land, which is what I call it, they go into single land or they get out of a relationship, when they work on themselves, wink, wink, when they work on themselves, then they go back to being available. Once they feel that they, some people are already available as soon as they get out. Yeah, there you go. Grab that, Mike. Grab that little phallic object right there. You okay? You okay? Hold on. You got food. Would you like to share with the rest of the class?
No.
Okay. Well, see, that's what I'm
just
talking.
quietly awaiting my turn.
Okay. So typically, when people, when they go through their little single seasonness, okay. I think I've had too much coffee. Let me ding myself on that one. Season of singleness. There you go. Yeah. Season of singleness.
Tongue twister.
People go through that season of singleness. They go to a point where they get ready to put themselves on the market again. They in the market for a boo, market for a bae. And, of course, it's cuffing season, Dave. Now, I got a rule.
It is?
Yeah, it's just cuffing season. It's getting ready to get cool out there.
I love cuffing season. Us big girls in style. We in style in the wintertime.
Okay, now, I didn't even eat nothing this morning, but now my dinner about to come up when you just with the big girls.
I'm a big girl. I'm a full-figure diva. I'm in style right now. Brothers want something to keep them warm. Same way about the women. We want big men. Big men we want to be warm.
You want to be warm.
I don't need no bones clacking up against.
You don't want no bones cracking up on you.
Nah, I might wake up and be a freeze in the morning. Nah, I need somewhere to put these cold feet.
You got issues.
But anyway, with the subject matter that we're discussing today, I feel that there's many people out there when they are single, they put themselves in the freebie box.
Oh, the freebie box.
Yeah, the freebie box. These are free.
Please tell me what the freebie box is.
The freebie box means that anyone walking by can feel free to grab an item and keep it moving.
Oh.
So if you place yourself in the freebie box, that means you're available to any and everyone who takes enough time to show a little bit of attention. Oh. There are people who are, inhabitants of the freebie box. So
women do that? They become a freebie?
Men do that. Women do that. It's not.
No, women don't like that.
It's not gender specific.
No, it's not gender specific. I'm just asking you from a woman. You are a woman.
It's a sister out there right now walking along, hoping and praying that some brother will notice that she got her hair done. Say, hey, mama, you looking good today? Hey, how are you?
Got a good grade of fur.
You're smelling good today. Yeah,
you can pet a fur, just stuff like that.
But there are people out there just waiting to be picked up. It's like a coupon special. It's available.
Like buy one get one.
Well, it's like it's available. Somebody please come use it.
Pick it up. Just pick it up. Yeah. Just come get it.
It's people that leave their house on a daily basis and they make themselves attractive. They hope to attract someone to themselves for whatever reason. But there are people like it makes me think about I saw I don't know which one. I love vampire movies. Okay, so I don't know which one. Maybe Twilight.
Yeah, you women do kind of like to suck the blood out of men.
Yeah, maybe it was a Twilight movie, and the guy was explaining to the girl that yes, he was confirmed. She thought he was a vampire. He told her, "Yes, I'm a vampire," and he told her, he said, "I'm the ultimate predator. Everything about me is designed to draw you in and to attract you to me." He said, "I look good." Right. He said, "I smell good." Mm-hmm. He said, everything about me is designed for you to come to me and want more. And people, when they're trying to market
that kind of turned me on right there. I don't even like that. I'm like,
well, when people are trying to market themselves, they're hoping that someone will notice those things about them and draw them in so that they can get involved with someone. But the problem is there are those people out there, like you said, they're just for everybody. They're for any and everybody who will show interest. A lot of people just aren't very picky.
Not very picky.
Not very picky. Not very picky. Not very selective. Whatever word you want to use.
You just gonna put it down on them like that? Why you gotta be doing them like that, Saversa?
I'm just telling the truth.
Okay, well,
I'm good. That's all I'm saying.
So, Dave, did that kind of clarify for you? For our elder statesman, did that kind of clarify that for you?
Well, I mean, if you're out there in that quote unquote single world, I guess, but see, when you ask me I don't participate in the world the way most people do.
Here you go.
I kind of march to the beat of my own drama. So the standards that most people set for themselves, mine are a little different.
Right.
I'm not trying to dodge the question. I just, I understand what she's saying for sure, but I think if you're single, if the best relationships, I've always said, they happen over the lettuce in the supermarket or at the washateria, and just by happenstance. So, that putting yourself on a billboard saying, I'm single now, come get me.
Oh.
I just.
Well, see, I'm going to tell you like this. I have had female friends come over my house, and I used to do dinner parties. Okay. And I'm going to say this from the male standpoint because I'm not a female. So I have sat around here. No, I ain't do nothing with them, Dave.
No, I was going to say, I did have a young lady that I had a mink coat episode. I'll just say that. And
a mink coat episode.
So she gave you full mink. She didn't go trench or raincoat. She gave you.
Was it
the
chinchilla?
mink
I don't know what it was, but it was expensive.
It could have been an alpaca. It was what it was. It was alpaca.
But, I mean, the point, and I say that because most people say, oh, yeah. I didn't touch her.
Right.
Because, that maybe that's what you all are talking about. If you're making yourself that available, maybe no one really wants you. You have to ask yourself. So, again, most guys would have been, I mean, she was one of those ladies that was eligible. Many men wanted her. And
right.
I just wasn't interested that way.
Right.
So, again, I walk by the beat of a different drummer.
No,
than most.
and I agree with that. See, that's why it goes to the part 2 of the Cavs.
Women think that because they can avail her body to you, that you're going to be crazy over her.
Right.
And I taught my son to be the opposite.
Right.
Is that don't get so crazy when you see a set of tatas
And breastises.
you don't know how to act.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to be much more, and that's the problem of men sometimes.
Right.
So.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, look, and that goes to the second part about women choose how they date, but men choose how they marry. Okay, because here's the thing, and look, I'm not going to even lie. It is a kind of a hypocrisy with men. We're bad on it. Men, we are the main ones that want to go out here and explore our hoish ways, and then try to find us a saint for a woman. And
no, so I disagree with that. Women do it too.
No, women, no, because that's what I'm saying.
Women do it just as much as men. That's been the myth over decades.
Thank you so
much
for saying that women do it more.
You see what I'm saying? Myth is women has hidden behind their vanity.
Uh-oh.
They've hidden their sexual conquest behind their vanity.
The notchiness.
Okay, and I know that for. Back in the day, I used to run. Me and my boy used to run with about 15 women. Mm-hmm. We'd go out to the clubs together. That was our crew. Me, him, and one other guy. All right. So when they got comfortable with us being around, because we weren't just going out in Little Rock, we were making road trips to Dallas, Memphis.
Right.
So we're in the car together and stuff come out. Mm-hmm. They say things because
they get comfortable around you. Right.
And you look at them like, really? So I learned at an early age that this game that women play,
right?
Men sometimes don't have a clue.
No, but
they don't.
Let me get it confused. I'm not saying that women do not do it. Men are just. It's more obvious with us to some point that we are more likely to admit it. Women won't.
But men just be men. They just do it in the face.
Right.
They're like, I'm gonna do it. I'm a man. Yeah. I'm attack. I'm a kill. I'm a conquest.
Right.
And women say, yeah, that's all right, baby.
Right. They sit back.
You just come on when Jody come on. Go on. When the light come on, that's when you knock on the door.
Right.
Okay. Not the light in the bathroom, but the light in the bedroom.
Right.
And that's how that works with women.
So let's just be real here. I used to have dinner parties with women, and I used to sit there and listen to how they used to talk about their conquest. So I used to sit there and listen to them. I'm like, really, girl? And they would talk about dudes. Girl, he ain't nothing but this. Girl, he ain't nothing but but I got that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't want nothing from him. And they'll tell you. They're like, this is who he is. He's always doing this. Yeah, girl, I tap fat. Yeah, he's gone. And then they always like the ones that get kind of serious on them that been out here being too available, because those are the ones they like to curve. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. In other words, women like to play the player. They love that. They love to get the one that they find out if they can get a player and get him tamed in or get him reeled in, then they want to curve him. Then they sit around here and they brag about it to their girls. Girl, I had him calling me day and night. He don't even understand. I didn't even want him like that. I know he been out here in these streets doing this, that, yada, 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 yada. So my thing about it is, you're right. Women do it. Women, now, here's the thing. I will say women are somewhat more indifferent to it than men, because men, when we get ready to look for our wife, we're not going to want the girl that's been out in every set of the streets. Now, there's an old saying that ignorance is bliss. So men, we would rather not know than to know. Okay.
Well, that depends on the man. I want to know.
No, I want to know. I want to know. But because, I mean, you don't want to be marrying no female and then half of the guys who you invite to your wedding she done been with.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or half the guys she invited.
Right. I have the guys she invited. Or
hey, baby, who is that right there?
Right.
Oh, that's just Uncle Bob.
Right. And you get down the aisle and they up here talking, boy, that fool marrying this one. Boy, look here. He's a special kind of stupid. Girl, well, look here. We used to have her back in college. Okay, so my thing about it is, because like I said, you've seen so many of these relationships where people have been in relationships. So if a man don't want to marry you, and let's just be real about this, we talk about giving the milk away for free when you don't have to buy the cow. A lot of times, a lot of them men don't find out some stuff about your past, and it comes out during the relationship. And now, when he probably was looking at moving forward with you toward a marriage, he done start backing up. When you start talking to him, like, let's go a little further. Now he's like, yeah, I think we should wait for about another year, and then I think I'll be right. But because see, here's the thing: so many people go into relationships with secrets. They go into relationships with secrets about what they have done. They haven't been honest about what they've done, and now during the course, and we were talking about this on the way here. Remember, you said there was a guy was dating a female, they had nothing serious, and then he found out over the course of dating her, she had been with somebody else.
Actually, okay, he was not dating the female.
Well, not dating, but they
were just friends with benefits.
Friends with benefits. That goes on a lot these days.
He found out that she was also friends with benefits with one of his acquaintances. And he did not mean to step on any toes. It was nothing serious. And he said, she knew they knew each other.
Right.
She just didn't disclose it.
And that's
he was just looking for a disclosure, but also that brings up the fact of, let's look at that word disclosure. Mm-hmm. We are all adults. So are you supposed to give this person a list of every single person that you've been with? Or are you supposed to say, okay, we just met each other, or we just started getting to know each other in a dating sense, we're vibing, let the past be the past, we're starting forward from today. Because I'm sorry, when you're dealing with people that are over 30, 35, 40, 45, even in their 50s, you can't go back and tell them every person. But you should disclose if it's someone in their social sphere.
Well, but
and in that particular situation, it was someone she knew that he was acquaintances with.
Let me put it like this: it's different here because Little Rock is such a smaller city, and let's just be real. Let me tell you something. Growing up in New York, you can have a girlfriend in every borough, and they will never meet each other,
right?
Because you got over 8 million people in New York City. I can have a girlfriend in every borough, and I can date each one of them simultaneously in each of the 5 boroughs, and none of them will ever meet each other. Okay? In a small municipality like Little Rock, everybody here at some point, unless you have been a nun for the first 30 years of your life, probably has slept with somebody that you have dated. So my thing about it is, no, it's not necessarily about, should I have to go back and tell you about everybody I started sleeping with when I got out of high school, going through high school, this, that, and the other. But it should be an issue of, I don't need to have an uncomfortable stare fest with a guy if we end up going out somewhere and that guy walks up to you and y'all friends and me and him are friends. And then, and I think people can kind of sense when there's just something more than going on than just casual friends. And women, let me tell you something, women are notorious for that. Women are notorious for brooming their sexual conquest under the rug, especially if they have not dated them. They will sit up and say, I wasn't in a relationship. Well, you was sleeping with him for like a year, so technically I kind of was.
Well, for anyone who feels some type of way about that situation, they've probably done the same thing. So it doesn't need to be a double standard.
No.
The standard needs to be the same for all parties in the relationship.
No, darling. Let me go. Hold on, because I'm about to ding you here.
You are not making
Let me ding you here. I had someone I dated that had been wild off the chain. Didn't know this about him when I met him. When I say wild off the chain, I'm talking about choo-choo trains, all that good stuff. Okay? My thing about it is, when you are dating, and she disclosed that to me, she's like, well, I went through a wild period. Okay, all of us have went through our little thought period. All of us have went through our little, now I don't know if I went through the choo-choo train period, but did I? No. Well, let me shut up. I'm just saying, I have done some strange things, you know, for a piece of change, and did some strange things with some goats. But my thing about it is, what I'm saying is, when you disclose that, a lot of times it's usually more to the story than what they're telling you. And it always comes in the breakup phase. And the breakup phase is when all the dirt come out that you did not know. And unless the bridges are totally burned, where you two are not going to see each other anymore or not speak to each other anymore, usually you're going to ask yourself, what the hell was I thinking? Okay, so my thing about it is, let's go back to the availability argument. In the availability argument, if I see you and I'm dating you, or I'm seeing you and we're getting to know each other, that's just a beautiful term, isn't it? That's just before all the good stuff comes out, the sex and the, you know, the goat fur and all that stuff in the wolf house. The beautiful thing about it is, it's a job interview. Remember we talked about this last week when we talked about, you know, rules in your singleness. There are rules to this. There are rules to this, ladies and gentlemen. There are rules to this. So you got me looking at, we're Facebook friends. I'm looking at, one, how you interact with men. I'm looking at, because, you know, you got a lot of bold men out here before we officially put a name on it, right? I'm looking at when men say stuff on your page, how you react to it. Because that lets me know.
But you can't judge a person solely off of social
No,
media.
yes, you can. Because let me
hold
tell
on,
you
hold on.
something.
What if you're dealing with a person who doesn't do social media? And there are a lot of people who have accounts.
close to the mic.
I'm sorry. There's a lot of
Yeah,
people.
put it to your mouth.
Shut up.
Just shut up.
You would. There are a lot of people who like have accounts on social media, but they don't particularly use them.
But well, I mean,
But
you can't worry about that.
You can't base everything off of social media interaction. You know, and I'm sorry, like you said, you were dating the lady and then you didn't realize that she was an 808. I'm like, you know what? Leopards, tigers, 808s. They don't change their stripes, colors, or spots. So if you were blinded, you were allowing one of her attributes, several of her attributes, to blind you to that, because that type of behavior doesn't just stop.
No.
It doesn't just
No,
stop.
it doesn't
There
go
had to
stop.
there had to have been some red flags. There had to have been something there.
Well, that was at
mean-
the time I did it. That was the advent of me getting on social media. But let me put it out here. We're not saying you can't worry about what you can't see and what you can't follow. But it's like me. When you say, well, you can't control that, no, you can. Because don't get me wrong. I may have female fans on my page. Not many, you know. Most of them know me as Django the Goat Herder. But my thing about it is, when they try to come at me with something I feel is uncomfortable, I shut them down. Period. And let me give you a little quick story here. I had a young lady that wanted me to go and find out whether or not her fiance was cheating on her. Okay. So I had to put on my investigator hat. You know, I've been good at doing this stuff like that. So I always tell people, if you can see me when I'm watching you, that's because I want you to see me. Okay? Because I can be everywhere and nowhere at the same time. So she wanted me. She said, look, Django, she said, I'll pay you. She said, just give me your rate. She said, I've been with this guy 5 years. Men, women choose how they date. Men choose how they marry. He's been sitting her around for 5 years before they decide to get married. So she's like, okay, well, I just need you to find out because I've been noticing some things. And he was working at Waste Management. So he was a blue-collar guy. And she was like, everything was good. But then, you know, now all of a sudden he started coming home. And then one night I had to wash his uniform. I guess they have uniforms. She said she found some condoms in his pocket. I'm like, this big idiot. So, you know, she sat around here and she said, this is his name. You know, and I, you know me, I got like 50 different Facebook pages.
Okay, wait. Hold up. Stop the press.
What?
So this
You ain't going to let me finish my story.
No, just forget the story. I mean, she's an idiot.
Wait a minute, hold on.
She's an idiot.
Wait a
This
minute,
grown woman and asked you to find out if her man is cheating
People
on her.
need to know.
Hold on, but they don't use condoms, and what is this man doing?
She
Making
did
water.
that.
He making
No,
water balloons
I never
during
said
the day
that.
out of the
I never
condoms.
said that. I never said that she didn't.
I mean, there's only so many uses for a condom. If he's
But
not
they
a
do.
gynecologist,
But they do use them. The problem was he was bringing it home, and that was kind of interesting. She's like, "Why would he have a?"
So he used condoms at work.
No. Jeez, did I have to?
They use condoms in
I
the
never said
relationship.
that. Yeah.
They use condoms in the relationship in their home that they live in together, but he had condoms in his work uniform. So if she wasn't meeting him on lunch for a quickie,
May I finish, please?
sure.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
thank you. You got to listen to that.
Red flags. I apologize.
Okay, well, it was a red flag.
You
Come
got
on.
it. You got it.
Lord, this station always cuts off my feed in the middle of the feed. Okay, so we sit around. She's going to have me watch him. So I got to go tell him from his job. She give me his job. She gives me his hours. Okay. But the first thing I did, I had to do a background investigation. So I had to go and look and see what he does, how his social media page. So I went in with my little female persona and got on his page and looked. And there were 2 women, and actually they were good friends of hers, that stayed on his page. And she told me, she said, I think he is messing around with somebody we know. Okay. And sure enough, what it was he had on his page that he was in a relationship, but he didn't say with who, and they were supposed to be engaged. Well, what she found out, and I had to look, I had to narrow it down, because there were a lot of women on the page. Handsome guy, for a waste management guy, very handsome guy. And she's like, okay, well, who's the women? So I go off and rattle the list of the women that every time he posts a selfie, she's on his page. I mean, these are women, first of all, how I had to look at, I looked at every time he posts a selfie, who are the women who are always on it? Okay. Secondly, I had to look at when he posts a selfie, who the women who are always complimenting it. Then what I did, I went to their page and I looked to see if they were friends. And then I went and looked and went to see if he was on their page. And what I found out, oh, lo and behold, it's a miracle. Everything time they post, he's on there. So I went and narrowed it down to 2 women that he was on their post every time they posted. And what I found out was the women, and here was the kicker. Let me tell you the kicker. The woman that he was sleeping with, which was a high school friend of hers, that knew them both, knew they were going to get married. She wasn't liking each and every individual thing that he was posting. But when you went back and looked on her page, he was liking each and every individual thing. So what did that tell me? Process of deduction. He promoted himself as open and available, and she bit, because basically what he did is he gave her enough, because she was single. He gave her enough attention, and what happened is all that attention probably eventually led to something in the inbox. You'd be surprised how many female friends of mine tell me that guys come at them in their inbox, like you told me, sending them pictures of phallic objects. Okay, and all they're doing, like you said when we talked about the vampire movie, all men are doing are waiting for women to get weak and fall for it and bite. That's what they're doing. Like you said, my job is to draw you to me. Right? So if my job is to draw you to me, all I'm going to do is I'm going to keep on probing and poking to see when you're going to bite. And if I know that you're available, if I know that you're open and available and you're looking for somebody to pick you up at the corner, I know you're the weakest link in the herd. You get a bunch of friend girls that go out all the time and they all bougie and kicking it and stuff like that. Now, here's what you're going to have in that group. You get a group of 5 girls. You're going to have 2 girls that are arrogant and bougie and they stuck up. You're going to have 2 others that are too cool around the way chicks. You know what I'm saying? Like they tell you about the ones that you can talk to about anything and be cool with them. And then you're going to have that weakest link in the herd going to be the one that's going to be the thirstiest one of the 5. Who's going to be the one that's looking for a man to come up to her any time to say something. Okay, you grabbing that object again. What you want to say?
And
something?
the weak link, that's usually the cleanup woman.
Yeah, the cleanup woman.
She will go behind any of those other women. She will clean up with their boyfriends. She will clean up with their husbands. She will clean up with their side ninjas. She's what I said. She's an object in the freebie box.
Yeah.
Anyone who wishes to reach out and touch can pet it. You know, like I said, a lot of people put themselves at an extremely reduced price.
Extremely reduced price on the clearance
free,
rack?
If not free. You know, final clearance. They get the yellow sticker.
Yeah.
You know, I saw something in Walmart the other day for 23 cents. You know,
for 23 cents?
Yeah, it wasn't even in the bargain bin. They just had it thrown up on the floor.
They just had to lay it out somewhere.
You know, so there are those.
They're going to look at Jay. They're going to jam for it. They're going, Jay.
When I was a little kid, when this came out.
And nobody knew. I didn't even know that.
Mama, what's a cleanup woman? Boy, shut up.
Boy, shut up and sit down. What's the cleanup woman? Boy, you don't shut up. And your backdoor man. There you go, Janet. Ooh, boy, them cleanup women, boy. So first, if you had a new term for it, you used to call them what, a mattress back? Mattress back, baby. So let's just be real about it here. We talk about the people like that, and I don't want to just put this on women because, like I said, I've seen women say it about men. They know these guys out here. In fact, I've got a couple of guys I know about their business, and I don't even hang around them. I know about they because they like hell, girl, he sleep with everybody.
Well, the thing about it is that
he available.
in a community, like, you know, we live in a very small community here. Little Rock and the surrounding areas, it's a small number of people. There's probably 1 degree of separation in Arkansas, period. Not just central Arkansas,
Right.
Arkansas, period. We're in a small area. We all know those people that are chronically available. We all know who the thirsty ones are. All the men, you know that if you wake up and find yourself single,
Right.
you know who the women are. You could, you know, pick them up today, be dating them tomorrow. Better yet, pick them up today, add water, put it in the microwave, boom, you got a woman today.
They instant pop.
Instant,
Instant
yes.
instant
And,
thought
you
add
know,
water.
Yeah, and then like the women, we all know those they're not necessarily thirsty men, but we know those available men.
Yeah, those available
not
men.
saying that he's out messing around with a lot of people, but he just can't seem to get anybody. Just can't seem to keep anybody. We all know those guys make a phone call. Hey, what you doing? You know, come meet me for coffee. Come over for dinner. You can
Well, see,
have
that's why I
you
say-
can have
but
a
see-
boyfriend by the
But
weekend.
men do that. But see, that's why I say men do themselves disservice by being thirsty. Why they do themselves a disservice about being thirsty? Because I got female friends who I know how they get down, and every time they post stuff, hey, it's beautiful. How you doing this morning?
You know what? That made me
Why you gotta do all that?
Okay, what you just said made me. I have a guy friend. I love him to death. He's very, very smart. He's very educated, and his particular social scene is vast. Okay, but he doesn't like the type of women that frequent his particular social scene because they are the loose type of women. They're loose, they're flashy, have a tendency to be trashy, and they make themselves
That
very
was a
well.
rhyme, Dave. You catch that? She rhyme. Go on, girl.
And you know, those type of women that make themselves available because they're attracted to the type of man that he is. And he doesn't like those type of women. And he can get, trust me, he can get any one of those type of women
Right.
that he wanted. But you know what? He doesn't like them.
Right.
He will use them, but he does not like them. So he said he probably appears thirsty to quality women.
Right.
He looks at women of a different quality and he told me, he said, women that have standards, they're not available. You know,
Right,
even if
right,
they're
right,
single,
right.
they don't make themselves
They're available.
He said,
Right.
you can judge the standard by which a woman holds herself by her availability. She can be single as the day is long, going home to 4 kids, a glass of wine, and 3 cats walking around the house, not a man in sight. But she's not out being loosey-goosey and advertising. You know,
Right.
she's not going out with her butt
Not a
hanging out.
thousand
She doesn't
selfies.
her shirt is not cut down to her waist. She's not trying to advertise.
Right.
Because she's secure in who she is.
Right.
And if a man likes what he sees, then he will come to her.
Right.
Oh, you know, kind of like the old-fashioned attraction thing. And he likes women like that, but he's got all these flashing, trashy women throwing themselves at him, and he's like, you know, it was cool when he was younger.
Right.
But
right.
now he's
it
like,
doesn't, right.
no. He said, I need a
Right.
certain quality of woman.
Right.
You know, he said, I want a woman who emulates my female role models. My
Right.
mother,
My mother, my grandmother,
The hell,
right.
You know, he said, I'm sure they were kicking it when they were young, but he
Right.
said, I didn't know them then.
Right.
They were settled by the time he came along.
And it's
So-
a different culture now than
Yeah.
it was then anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
But a lady is still a lady. It
Yeah.
doesn't, you know, sign of the times, it does not matter. A lady is
no,
a lady.
I agree.
A gentleman is a gentleman.
But in this culture, we'll
Yeah.
agree that
and there are male thoughts out there.
Yeah, the
there are
thoughts.
male doorknobs that everyone's taking a turn. There are men in this city I would not be seen out in public with.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way. You know, I've seen guys that literally females were in the corner sniggling. Did he do that little thing to you, girl? Yeah, girl, he did it too.
yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
had
They
to-
don't.
I had to wait till the third week, but he came
I done
around.
had
to
them
it.
dinner parties where the women come back and tell me.
Yeah.
They sit around here and they
Yeah.
laughing at this dude. And the funny thing about it is he think he got it going on. He think he got and here's the thing, ladies, let me tell y'all this, because I done lost my feed again. I don't know why every time we get halfway in the studio, I lose my feed. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to say this. Ladies, keep yourself with a level of class and availability. Don't sit around here and make it seem to every guy that sees you that you easily to be snatched. Men, I'm going to give y'all the game for free. Ladies, men, we like women that have an air of mystery about them. Okay? That's going to make us work a little bit to get it. And when I say work to get it, it don't mean taking you out and feeding you. Okay? It don't mean that. I'm talking about we like women that are going to actually talk about us and do things with us that are quality. You understand what I'm saying? Me just taking you out on a date to feed you is not really doing anything to build us. Because remember, like I told you when we talked about the multiple dating partners, there's only so much conversation you're going to have over a hamburger, chicken wings, and a couple of margaritas. You can't keep talking about the same stuff until we start talking about what's we going to do. And if you ain't going to do nothing, then you're going to be saying to your friends, you told Harpo to beat me. Okay, so I'm just saying there's only so much conversation we can have.
Right.
Okay, so if we're not doing things together to build toward us, then what are we doing? So give me a little mystery about you. Make me work for it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want and I hate to mention social media because, see, here's the problem with social media, and we're going to take us a break and go into trending. The problem with being social media is it exposes a lot of stuff about people's personality. Like I said, when we talk about the FBI and they have a personality profiler, you know the first place they go to? This person's social media page. Because they look at their pattern. And their patterns tell you what kind of personality type they are. That's typical Jungian personality, analytical assessment, Freudian assessment. If look, let me tell you something. I see women, they off the chain in these rooms. In these BBW rooms, and then sit around here on Sunday posting spiritual scriptures, telling about Jesus. What do you say? Jesus fought for me. What Jesus need to do is fought for you to take your butt off that sink while you got that picture and that banner. So what I'm saying is leave an air of mystery to yourself. Don't make yourself. That's why I don't understand why women think they can be in these type of rooms and so skin and so fun. And even the rooms like Real Talking 40. Some of those women in there don't show any flesh. But they come off as dehydrated. Obey your thirst. Because they seem like they're always promoting themselves to find a man. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Real Talking 40, how are we doing today? I'm quite hydrated. How are you? You understand what I'm saying? It's like they're looking for somebody to pay attention to them. Men like the object that is acquirable. We like gold and platinum. We don't like bronze and tin.
Yeah,
because it's readily
tarnishes.
It tarnishes. Right, it tarnishes and it's readily available and anybody can get it. You ever seen that old saying that high-end value cars don't advertise the price? Because when you know what you're worth, you don't advertise your price.
Exactly.
Okay, so we just want to put that out there. And so when you women, and to finish this up and wrap it up, women, when a man sit around here and he get in a relationship with you and then you wondering why after 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 years that you just now getting engaged or you having a hard time getting him from the engagement to the marriage? Because he probably realizes after all this time that you were too readily available. And you probably been in a relationship being too readily available and he's seen it. And that will turn a man. And see, here's the thing. Men like stability in relationships too. But if we realize that we may be backing the wrong horse, we will back away from certain commitments. And that's the way men get down. Men, stop sitting around here thinking that you a player. You're not a player. You ain't no player. They said from Friday, you ain't no player. These women's out here talking about y'all, okay? Stop sitting around here thinking that you got it going on like that because these women do talk about how they've been having you notching the stilettos and laughing about you. Okay, so on that note, we're going to conclude part 19. We're going to get ready to come back. I know Dave's going to be happy to tell us about trending because we got some great, ignorant stuff going on in this country. And we will be back. Devil's Advocate.
Having issues with child support, traffic tickets, criminal matters, family, wills, estates, and probate matters? Call Jimmy C. Morris of the Morris Law Firm here in Little Rock, Arkansas. An aggressive powerhouse attorney that will fight for you. Call him 7 days a week from Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and from Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Weekend appointments are also available. And also, check out Jimmy Morris on The Devil's Advocate once a month for our infamous Ask the Attorney segment as he talks about social, political, and legal issues. Check him out, and his dedicated staff of professionals will fight for justice for you. Again, that's the Jimmy C. Morris Law Firm. His number is 501-319-7647. That's the Jimmy C. Morris Law Firm. His number is 501-319-7647. Call him.
Grandpa, time to go to the family reunion.
I ain't going nowhere. Do you need more customers and traffic to your website? Visit ourblackbusiness.com and sign up for free tips and strategies on how to grow or start your business. Our Black Business has free information on marketing, website design, website traffic, acquiring customers, affiliate programs, and so much more. All of our information is free of charge, so please visit ourblackbusiness.com today.
Come on, Grandpa. Time to go to the family reunion.
I ain't going nowhere. Remember what happened last year?
Yeah, Gramps, we had a great time.
Yeah, I nearly starved to death in the process.
What are you talking about? There was plenty of food.
Yeah, food that didn't even taste good. Somebody needs to teach that side of the family how to barbecue. Did you send them folks Coleman's Dynamic Rib Rub like I told you?
Yes, Grandpa. After last year, I knew that was the only way you would go this year.
Hey fans, what? You haven't tried Coleman's Dynamic Rib Rub? It's great for meats, veggies, and snacks. Let your fingers do the walking and log on to ribrub.com. That's RIBBRUBB.com. Then let your mouth do the talking about great recipes and gift ideas. Then you too can bake it, grill it, smoke it. Oh yeah!
But I'ma do it first. I'm gonna handle my business in the name of the law. Oh, now if he made you cry, oh, I gotta know. If he's not ready to die, he best prepare for it.
Oh my God. Okay, we are back. We tried to get Stanley, and I don't know what happened with that.
You can call.
I appreciate you calling in, Stanley. I don't know. We've been having equipment malfunctions up here. I tell JC Chief to get some new equipment so we can stop having that. But don't worry, bro. We'll try to get you in next week. I'm sorry. I know you're a busy man. You know, we'll try to get him in next week. But thank you, Stanley, for trying to call us in today. So, trending. What is trending today? Everybody don't speak at once. Hold on.